We're not waiting for opportunity, we create an opportunity. We're not waiting for opportunity, we create an opportunity. It was really goody. So I was thinking this week and it hit me, and I was like, how many people affect the things that I do on my outcome that I became? And of course, I thought of it from so many different ways, or the ones that we know the most, like the effect of your parents in your life as a child, the effect of the system upon you, depending on your color or gender, or religion or beliefs, your community, people you know what I mean? And it kept on hitting me because I'm more and more now look at it and like, how long can that be the excuse for what I am today or who I am today? How long am I going to hold on to those things, that disappointments from parents, disappointments from society, disappointments from friends, disappointments from relationships that I thought were supposed to be strong relationships? I try to teach my sons that now, that you have a choice in the relationships that you have and what you get from them, even when they're done. Because it's so long I held on to me and my father's relationship and what I thought it should have been or what I wanted it to be for so long as a young child, right? And as an adolescent and as a young man. You know, the relationship I wanted me and my mother to be. You know, the relationship I wanted to be with my brother, my sister. The relationship I wanted to have with certain friends I grew up with, that I thought that this was going to be locked in for life. You know, the dreams that I had, you know what I mean? What this was supposed to be, and how it made me disgruntled, made me angry, made me look at everyone else like, yo, you a snake or you a fake and you can't be trusted. Because if the people who's supposed to be this to me have done this to me or made me feel this way, then what is you and who are you? And then as you got older and you saw things in the world where, you know, the police and government and people in higher ranked positions, you know, at jobs or, you know, in authority, just like took advantage of situations that I've been through personally. And I'm just like, what? And it made me write off everything else that I thought I could do and that I thought could be possible, and relationships I thought I could have. And you know what? You know what? That was the part that it killed, that it shouldn't have never killed. It should have never killed what I thought I could do with myself in life, what I thought I could become in life, what I thought I was in life, and who I thought I could meet. What, you know, what relationships I can still have. You know, that's the part I think that was the worst of it all. You know, with the relationships that I thought went south or I thought should have been whatever my perspective was, and whatever effects they had on me, that I allowed them to kill dreams and visions and truths and things that I wanted to get down and do because of people I thought that should have believed in me didn't, or people wasn't riding with me the way they should have, or because of things that happened, events that happened in my life. And I'm like, yo, you know, this is just what it is. It turned reckless. Like, yo, forget it then, you know? It's all or nothing. I'm all for myself. I'm all like, forget everyone else. You know, it made me very reckless minded. You know, I was just like, yo, it was just really out here reckless, you know, ran like a renegade, like I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? And I say that and I bring mine up to say that because that's the main thing. I think it kills a lot of dreams and visions, you know, because of the historical things that's happened to you, that you carrying on with you continuously, that I carried on with me continuously in other relationships and other visions and other dreams that became thoughts and behaviors and habits that weren't what I really wanted to become or be, or what you don't really want to become or be. You know, it's the biggest one for someone like me, you know, talking about slavery, you know what I mean? You talk about this, forget even slavery, you talk about discrimination, right? Talking about human rights, right? Human rights, let's just talk like that. Human rights towards a person like me has been used so much to belittle my thoughts, belittle who I am, made me have to do this uphill battle in my mind and physically, and see things in a different way. See the privilege everywhere I go. As a young kid coming up, that gives you a lot of bitterness and anger and a lot of resentment and a lot of being very aggressive, very emotional, using the emotions for thought processes, compiled with everything else that you're going through. And it took me a minute to just be like, yo, it's to build me, because I choose to make it build me, or I choose to use it to help build someone else. That was the choice that changed the whole habits and behavior and thoughts behind it. That took time, because these are habits and behaviors and thoughts that I've been rolling with for years, that became me, that conditioned me, that I responded to, or reacted to, I should say. So it's like, we have to look at what we're using as the base of our foundation to hold our things sturdy. Is it anger? Is it hurt? Is it resentment? Is it hunger? What kind of hunger is it? And where did that hunger come from? Because we may be holding on to things that's not building us to our full potential. And we're locking ourselves out of places that we could be and things that we could do, because we're holding on to these thoughts and these events that happen. Because truthfully, that's what they are, events. The events in your life that hold a significance and created a reaction or response, emotional or non-emotional. And then hence you started to move in a different behavioral pattern. You got to be careful about the behavior, the patterns you're moving in, like seriously. Like, it's just like when you're on the block, you're on the street, you know what I'm saying? And you walk down that street, you're trying to go to school, you're trying to do whatever, and cats come around you and they start pushing you around, tussling you. You're like, yo, I'm not going for that, right? I'm not going for that. You know what I'm saying? And they may got the best of you. So now it's like, okay, I'm going to get the best of you back. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to get the best of you back. Now I can keep on taking that no one's going to get the best of me no matter what I do for the rest of my life. And that'll always be your aim and focus, or anything that seems similar to that you created. And your main way to get rid of it is like get rid of them completely. Not even saying just a kill mentality. I'm talking about kill anything. Like relationship-wise, friendship-wise, anything that connects them, anything that makes them happy. You know what I mean? And then now you don't realize your whole focus has become them once that situation happens, until you feel like you killed it. And I know that's a part of the 48 laws of power where, destroy it. But how many times are you going to be reacting to that same thing over and over and over and again? Or be so reactive or responsive to that, then eventually someone who's watching you knows how to make you react and make you respond. And you have to use it correctly and wisely. There's a time to be reactive to someone and let someone know and put them out, period. No play, this done, to send that message. But every time you start looking for it unconsciously, that's when there's a problem. That's when you're taken away from yourself. It's okay to develop the character of I'm not to be messed with or played with. But when everything you have to be looking at, oh, you playing with me, you mess with me, you being overly aggressive now. Because that's a fear in you, because you don't want no one to take that from you, because you're still living on that day you walked down the block and those cats got the best of you. You're still living in that mind frame. So how can you adjust? How can you level up from that? If you keep holding that habit and behavior and thought to such a high place and position of who you are, then you'll never be anything but that. And some people are okay with that, but for me, it wasn't. It was like something had to change because I felt a limited amount of power in myself. And I felt parts of me drowning. And I felt parts of me holding on to responses to people and things close to me and not close to me because of other relationships and other events that happened. And I had to put those things to rest and say to myself, no, I will not accept disrespect from anyone. But who do I need to respond to though? Because not everything needs a response. Let me give you an example. I caught myself. So me and my wife is flying back from Vegas. Cool. Getting a connecting flight, going from Las Vegas to Los Angeles. I'm coming off a plane. I don't got no bags, just checked in, whatever. So I'm trying to get off quickly because I'm hungry. Me and my wife, we hungry. So I'm like, I'm right almost at the front. So I'm like, yo, babe, come, let's try to get up here. So I'm hungry. I want to eat something right now, right? She would call it hangry, right? So this girl, she's like, you could tell when she got on the plane, she was already like intoxicated. But she was chill, but you could tell she was intoxicated. Because everybody she kept on trying to talk to in her seats just put on the headphones because she just couldn't stop. So, but she wasn't bothering nobody. She was just, talkative. So then when I get up, and I'm sliding because she got to go behind me to get her bag because her bags are behind me, even though we're in the same aisle like this, but she got to go behind me and all this. So I'm like, I'm going to slide up so she just move. Because to me, common sense on the plane, if somebody doesn't have a bag or somebody already has a bag in their hand and I haven't even got out yet, I'm going to let you go. That's how I am. I'm like, yo, you already got your bag. We're about to get in front of you to get mine, to hold you in it. Like, just go. Or you don't have a bag? Go in front of me. I don't know. Some people don't think like that. Everybody's like, I just got to get out. But I was trying to get out this time because I was hungry too, right? I ain't playing. But I'm like, let me just get up from now because she's going to get behind me. Because as young people know the situation, because I'm hungry. Or my wife would say, hangry. So she starts to say, oh, you don't know how they let out people on the plane and all this and that. So my first old school respect, I turn, I'm like, you talking to me? And then I turned around back. She started saying something else again. I guess you don't know I paid for this seat. Da. I said, oh, so you are talking to me. And I caught myself and I go, shh. I just turned back around. She's flapping. She's going, oh, I'd be embarrassed too and all this and everything like that. And I'm just being quiet. And she starts to get up. I'm trying to be quiet, just step aside. She steps on my shoe. My wife is like holding me from the back. I'm not saying nothing to her, right? She's all pushing to get through and not doing anything, not saying anything. Everybody's looking at her laughing. I'm not saying nothing, right? I get off the plane. She's still talking garbage, right? Walking by, still going. I'm not responding. In my mind, the whole time, I'm like, I just want to cuss this little girl out. And she stepped on my shoes, right? So I'm heated, right? But I'm not going to do it because she's trying to bait me. Because all you will see is me push her off and she going to fly all of a sudden all the way back. And so I'm going to be viral and nobody saw her step on my shoes. Let me tell you, back in the days, I wouldn't even thought of that. And it hit me. Like what warrants a response? What is it that I need to respond to? Everything because I care how some other people on the plane may be thinking what she's saying. If she's saying small ass shit, if they think she's right or not, and I gotta be right, and I don't want to look like this and that. What is it? I know she's like something's off with her. What? I'm supposed to just keep going there? So I stopped myself, and she kept on going. I didn't say anything. She stepped on my shoe. So me and my wife get our food, whatever, waiting for our connecting flight to come back. A person next to her was a flight attendant who's waiting to get another flight. And they were sitting in the same row as her. And he comes over to us when we were sitting waiting for the next flight, just chilling. And he's like, I want to apologize to you guys. And I want to tell you, oh my God, everybody was so surprised about your response. They were like, I would have slapped that beat, and this and that and the third. They were waiting for me to turn and do, you know what I mean? Everything. And he was like, he was like, he had to put his earplugs in his ear. He didn't want to because he's not supposed to because he has his uniform on. But she wouldn't stop. She's like, oh, I got alcohol in my system and some in my bag and all this stuff. And she's just going on. And the other guy who's sitting in the middle, he's trying to ignore her. And she just wouldn't stop. But he said she didn't seem too off. So he let her keep going, continuing playing. He said she didn't act up until we landed with that situation. But he said everybody on the plane when me and my wife got off, because I said we were in the front, everybody, stewardess and the people in the back, I can't believe it. They just let her do that. They didn't say anything. They let everything. It was like, what? Because then we'll be depicted as that, right? We'll be seen as the aggressors. You know, this slim little skinny white girl with blonde hair, blue eyes, with a hoodie on that has mushrooms all over it. You know what I'm saying? And she has Chanel this and that and the third, right? And I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm the one who just beat up on some rich guy's little kid, right? You know what I mean? A man beater, a woman beater, whatever you want to call it. My wife, like, for what? You know what I mean? And the guy asked my wife why she's so calm, but my wife, she deals with these kind of people every day. So it isn't nothing, there's no big shock value for her. You know, so she knows when it's time to shock if you touch, but I didn't let her know either about that because for what? I know what you're trying to do. You know, what's that response for? You have nothing you're trying to really hurt me with. You're trying to take away from my freedom. You understand? You're not trying to go toe-to-toe with it for real. You a sucker. You know? So we got to really think about what could have been if I would have kept those responses from back in the day, from when I was gang banging and, you know, I was angry because so-and-so got best of me or did me wrong or whatever, and I'm black and you did this and you did. Nah, there's certain times warrant, like, I'm going to come at you. Don't get it twisted. There's certain things you're going to feel it. I'm not no sucker. But I had to change the way I thought, man, my process and my habits so I could level up. You understand? For the best of me. I can hold on to all those old things and relationships and what should have been what and the things I did wrong and the events and the effects of it, of other people, and keep pushing that out there everywhere. That ain't thinking. That ain't using your head. It's not using your head. That's just using all emotion and caring about what everybody else out here sees. And that's sucker. That's a sucker. You know what I mean? So I just had to speak about that, man. Think about what's affecting you that creates some characters that you have right now. Maybe you need to rewind it a little bit and take a look at your responses and reactions right now and your character for what you becoming, because you may be limiting where you need to be going or where you should be going, where you want to be going, because you still hold on to some characteristics that need changes because of past historical events that affected you and gave you some type of different thought process and behavior at the time and moment, you know? So we're not waiting for opportunity, we create an opportunity. We're not waiting for opportunity, we create an opportunity.